Are you and Bryant going to eventually get married? Is there anything imperfect about you and Cinnabun's life? Are you going to get Cinnabun a partner? Okay. Hello Buns, and welcome back to Cinnabun Sundays, a weekly video series where we talk about all things bunny. I'm Morgan, Cinnabun's bun mom, and today I'm going to be answering all of your burning questions. Now, I put up a thing on my Instagram just asking you guys to ask literally anything you want, and I'm gonna do my best to answer as many questions as I can today. So it's been a while since our last Q&A. I think it's actually been exactly 1 year since our last one. It was our very first video on this channel. So I thought it'd be fun to give a little bit of an update about how things have changed, let y'all get to know us better, and get this new year started with just some fresh information and maybe a little bit of tea. Does Bryant love CB as much as you do? So Bryant is my boyfriend. We've been together for about 4 years, and I can confirm that he loves her so much. They have the most adorable relationship in the world. While I'm like the tender, sweet, gentle soul with Cinnabun, he's the one who like plays with her, and she loves it. Literally anytime he comes into the room, she runs over to him and starts licking him. It makes me kind of jealous, actually. When is the last time Cinnabun thumped at you? Okay, so Cinnabun doesn't thump at me too often, but I will say that she's gotten in a bad habit of thumping when she wants something. So every single time that I groom her, as soon as I put her on the ground, I give her a treat, pretty much to just be like, hey, if you get groomed, you get a treat. That kind of thing. Well, I put her on the ground and I didn't have the treat immediately ready. I had to go get it from her container. It took like maybe 30 seconds to get it. She just sat there and thumped until I handed it over. It was pretty hysterical, actually. She was like, excuse me, it's been like 5 seconds and I still haven't gotten a treat. What is this? How old are you? I am 28 years old. I just turned 28, actually. Has Cinnabun ever been on an airplane? Cinnabun has not ever been on an airplane. I have not traveled with her other than in the car. Since all my family lives on the East Coast, there isn't a huge reason for me to bring her anywhere besides places I can drive to, but who knows, maybe in the future if she gets more comfortable. Where do you see yourself in Cinnabun in 5 years? I love that question. In 5 years, I really want to have a family. I would love to have Cinnabun be a huge part of that family. I would love to continue growing this channel. It's really crazy just to think about how much it's grown in just a year. So I hope that in 5 years, this channel is still going strong and adapting to my life. In 5 years, maybe we'll be looking at a different house. We wanted to stay in this house for about 5 to 7 years. So maybe in 5 years, we'll be looking elsewhere. I think the short answer is just with a family, super happy, and hopefully still doing this. Has Cinnabun met any of the bunny celebrities yet? Like Lennon and Benny the bunny. That's adorable. No, Cinnabun has not. But I'm not opposed, Benny and Lennon, if you ever happen to be watching. Cinnabun would love to meet ya. Does she trust other people besides you? She definitely trusts Bryant, for sure. Like me and him, she trusts completely. And I'll say because Cinnabun is a free roam rabbit, she is extremely comfortable with people. We have people coming in all the time. I love to host. She has gotten very used to people coming into the space. Now, when they come in, she's still more hesitant with them, whereas with me and Bryant, she'll run right up and trust us completely. But I'll say as far as rabbits go, she's a pretty trusting girl. And if you just give her a treat and scratch her little head, she's like, oh my God, I love you. I'll love you forever. What do you do for a living? I am a video editor for Yelp. How did you get Cinnabun comfortable with being picked up? I will be honest, Cinnabun still does not love the actual act of being lifted. That moment of her feet leaving the ground, her prey instinct is still very strong and that freaks her out. However, she's extremely comfortable in my arms, and that just takes practice, practice, practice. Once I have her in my arms and she's secure against my chest, she does not squirm, she doesn't wiggle. She's really good about just staying still and being comfortable. And that's because we've spent a lot of time building trust. She knows that I'm not gonna drop her, that she is safe with me. And a lot of that just handling comes from doing it over and over again and always giving her a treat when we're done. Every single time. Do not forget. Essential. What are some things you wish someone had told you when you got a bunny? I felt like I was completely prepared. I felt like I knew everything when Cinnabun came home, and when in reality, I had so much to learn. I wish someone had just told me to calm down. My energy completely affects Cinnabun's energy. So when I am stressed out and panicking, she in turn starts to stress out. I was stressed over everything when she got home. I was worried when she wouldn't come up to me enough. I was worried when she wouldn't eat the thing I put in front of her right away because it was new. I was worried, is she drinking enough? Is she eating enough hay? I just worried about everything. They're animals, they're smart, they're gonna figure it out, and you need to put trust in your animal and let them get comfortable with their surroundings. Don't like helicopter mom like I did. I was definitely a helicopter and just hovered over her. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your new bunny is just give them space, provide them with everything they need, and just walk away, let them get comfortable, and then eventually they will get comfortable with you. Where are your silver bunny earrings from? So my silver bunny earrings, let me see if I can get up close. Feels a little bright. Fun story about these earrings, actually. These are the very first Christmas gift that Bryant ever got me. He got me these earrings in 2018, so way before I had Cinnabun. I just have always loved bunnies, and he had them custom made. He like found a designer on Etsy who made some jewelry with this print, but he asked her specifically to make these into earrings. So if I can find the jeweler, I will put it in the link below, but this is like my most prized possession. Are you ever planning on having kids? Yes, I am. Not anytime soon, but I think in the next couple of years, that is definitely on the horizon. Like I said, I'm 28, so it's definitely a thing that I'm thinking about, but I wanna get married first and kind of be settled here in Charlotte and feel like I have all of my ducks in a row before I start trying to have kids, but I definitely do want to have kids. Is there anything imperfect about you and Cinnabun's life? Because y'all are literally perfect. Thank you for saying that, but it is so not true. Cinnabun and I are both very moody girls. Bryant jokes all the time that we are the same. And that means sometimes Cinnabun is being a sweet little sugar plum to me, and then other times she's just like a rebellious teenager who doesn't want anything to do with her mom. Of course, I don't document those days as much because first of all, I'm offended and that's not as fun to see, but definitely there are ups and downs, and I will say that the first 6 months to a year of me and Cinnabun being together, those ups and downs were a lot more frequent. Like the bonds that we have now is so strong because we went through that roller coaster of emotions that first year of her life. Bunnies are finicky. Their trust is really hard to get. I promise it's worth it, but it's tough. Can I still purchase a Cinnabun wonky bun sweatshirt? So those sweatshirts, they were the holiday sweatshirts that we came out with for the Jingle Bun season. Unfortunately, that was a limited release and those are in the vault and gone forever. I am so sorry. But it was a really fun way for us to dip our toe in the idea of merch without like fully committing to merch. So if that was something y'all liked and would like to see us do more of in the future, please let me know because it was really, really fun to do and cool to see y'all actually buying them. Also worth noting, all proceeds from that design, anything with that design on it, is going directly to a rabbit charity. So we're gonna be picking that charity really soon and donating those proceeds. So I will post a thing on Instagram about that. How do you keep your house so clean? I actually have a video about this. You should check it out. It's all about how I keep my house odor free, but really it's about being clean as well. So I definitely recommend checking that video out. It is on this channel. I will link it in the description below. Are sage, incense, Palo Santos bad for bunnies? Short answer, no. Long answer, be careful. Technically, they are not toxic to rabbits, but because they are things that create smoke, smoke can bother lungs. It can bother human lungs, it can bother animal lungs, and typically rabbit lungs are very sensitive. As you guys have seen in my vlogs, I burn sage a lot, but I'm always really aware of where I'm burning it and where Cinnabun is. I would never burn sage in the bunny room. I typically burn it in other places where there's a lot of ventilation, and I don't leave it burning for a long period of time. Use your brain. Don't like smoke your bunny out with sage. Too many good vibes can hurt their little lungs. But again, I do it. I do it all the time. I'm just aware of where I'm doing it. Was Cinnabun scared living with you guys or pretty outgoing from the start? She was terrified. When I put her in her pen the first night, she hopped into her litter box and did not come out. She just stayed in there. For a minute, I was like, she died. She was so scared she had a heart attack. She is dead. She was so scared. But I will say Cinnabun has an extremely curious spirit. She has always been so curious about things going on. So I think that helped her get out of her shell. But I've said this before, Cinnabun wouldn't let me touch her for like the first 3 months of her living with us. She was getting more used to the space, but it took her a long time to really be like, this is my family and this is okay. Was your partner always supportive when you got Cinnabun? I feel like this needs a bit of a backstory. Bryant is the most supportive human being on the planet. He watches every single one of my videos. He talks to me about Cinnabun all the time. He is so cute with her. But I will say when I brought Cinnabun home, I didn't really ask if I could get a bunny. I just was like, hey, we're moving in together, and by the way, I'm getting a rabbit. Oh, and by the way, I don't believe in cages, so she will be free roam. And that was a lot for him, like the first month, especially because If you've had a baby bunny, you know they are terrors. They chew everything. They are not litter trained. It's really, really difficult. So for someone who really didn't have a say in having the pet, having to be thrown into that environment, also it was our first month of living together, it was a lot of pressure on him. And there was a period where I had to sit him down and be like, she's a baby animal, this will change, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. Once he got to know her more, once we kind of got into our groove, he is fully 1000% just like fallen in love with her like I have. And it makes me really happy to see. What are some states that you've never been to but you want to go to? That is a great question. And a fun fact about me is I have gone to almost every single state in the US. It is a huge goal of mine to go to all 50. And I think I just have a few left. So let me think. Let me look at the map. So I need to go to Alaska, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Rhode Island, and Oklahoma. I have 6 left. Are you and Bryant going to eventually get married? We have talked about it. We've been together for almost 4 years now. When that's going to happen, aka when a proposal is happening, you can talk to Bryant about that timeline. He's kind of in control of that one, but yes, we want to get married. And then the question that I got, at least 50% of my questions was, are you going to get Cinnabun a partner? Okay. I don't have a yes or no for this question, honestly. I'm not planning on it, but I also definitely could see a world where maybe that happens in the future. It's I don't know, we'll see what happens. Lennon the bunny actually posted a fabulous video about why her rabbit Lennon is a single bunny, and I definitely urge you to watch that. It's a much longer explanation than what I'm going to provide, especially in the confines of this video. Bryan and I both work from home, and while rabbits are very social animals, the idea of having a bonded partner being a necessity for them to be alive comes a lot from rabbits that don't have social interaction, if that makes sense. I think that bonded rabbits are beautiful and amazing, and I would love to have one day. But right now, with the traveling that I do and just everything that I have going on in my life, I kind of am at capacity with Cinnabun, and I can promise you that she is so happy. I'm sure there will be people that disagree with me. I spend all day with her, Bryant does as well. If that circumstance ever changes, that will definitely mean that we should probably bring in another rabbit to make sure she continues to have that social interaction. But right now, no, I'm not planning on getting another rabbit. That does not mean no forever. That just means right now in this current moment. That's the tea. So those are all of my questions for today. I hope that it was fun and maybe you learned something new. Let me know if you have any additional questions for me down in the comments below, and I will see you in our next video. Bye, Buns.